So I've heard that if you open that tequila bottle, pour your drink in your glass, whether it be just a mason jar, a little mini one like that, or like a wide mouth wine glass or martini glass or whatever, and then you just set it down. Let it sit for a few minutes or even like a few hours, and then you smell it, taste it. It could have like a completely different flavor profile. So does that happen when you open your bottles, over a period of days, weeks, months, year? And when you hear these things, you kind of wonder if it's true, and is that flavor profile supposed to be better? Can it be worse? Here's one of my things. I'm going to just pull out this Cazadores and say, at different times when I open and smell this, sometimes it does have a different smell, but like most of the time it's not cinnamon that I get off of it, but sometimes it's cinnamon. I think too that this El Mayor, which I've had a week or two or so, opened it a few times, tested it with different, I think it's gotten kind of better and smoother, although the flavor itself is pretty much the same. But this Mi Campo Reposado, when I was doing the kind of like the challenge, comparing different tequilas, and we were basically Mi Campo Blanco, Mi Campo Reposado, and Lunazol. And I initially said I thought, this might beat the Blanco, although I thought the Lunazol just maybe, and it probably depends on each day. I could probably go back and forth and say Mi Campo, probably El Mayor, Lunazol is going to be my favorite Blanco of the day in that $25 or less range. But yesterday I opened this Reposado and I got this major caramel smell, major caramel taste, and I mean just overwhelming. It's not as soon as you take the sip, but a second or two after, it's like major caramel. And I'm not talking about the thick caramel sauce that you might put on your ice cream like this. I'm talking about kind of a watery caramel syrup, kind of like this one. Same brands, except this is not a sugar-free one. What I got with this Reposado was very watery, sugar-free caramel, and it was not that good. It is not that good. Let's just say the flavor profile changed on that after a week or two, opening the bottle, obviously. And I'm so glad I didn't say this was number one and have to change, the champion back, But I mean, this guy here, I don't think the Blanco ever really changed. But I have to change my mind about this Reposado. It is. I mean, yeah. I think even I like the pepperiness. When we first got this, the pepperiness on the Mi Campos are really good. And when you first open the Reposado, it's still got a pepperiness there. Even though, like, some people say they want a Reposado, they want it rested or an añejo to get rid of that pepperiness. This kept it, but I guess the more exposure to air, the more the flavor changed into something that I don't like. In fact, it changed so much that I have to wonder if they add a ton of some kind of caramel, sugar-free, or whatever that makes it taste like it's been chemically sweetened. These Mi Campos, even the Blanco, are rested in wine barrels. Whether it's a week or 2 weeks for the Blanco, where it doesn't really shape the flavor that much, or the Reposado. And a lot of tequilas, I guess, are rested in ex-bourbon barrels and stuff like that. But they can be rested in anything, I suppose. I suppose I have to take one for the team here. So yesterday, like I said, I noticed it. And I asked Natalie if she noticed it at all, the smell or anything. She said no. But by today, another 24 hours goes by, and she says, yes, I can smell that strong caramel. And it's not pleasant. That kind of sugar-free-esque caramel mixed with this pepperiness. I don't know. I'll have no problem buying this when it's on sale, And even though I crowned this guy the kind of like the champion, the Lunazol, if I had my choice between the two today, I would probably go with the El Mayor. I guess I can do like a side-by-side taste here, just of the Lunazol. Just a tiny bit. Nothing wrong with it. Definitely still get some of that pepperiness, I guess, a little bit. Now for the El Mayor. And again, this is one that was really good in that frozen margarita. I need to try it in some regular margarita mixes and stuff. There is some sort of aftertaste that I don't like with this, that I don't get with other stuff, but I can't really pinpoint what it is. But again, it's not really a sipping tequila. It's a Blanco made for mixing. The Cazadores is still on this adventure the biggest question mark, I have. Again, I can go back and say that whatever is most enjoyable to you, whether it's straight or mixed, is the top dog, I guess, for you. But is this what tequila is supposed to taste like? And over time, I've even sort of have been able to taste the smokiness in this. I think when I first tasted it, maybe my palate has been kind of changing and getting used to this. Definitely got a woodiness to it for sure. A woodiness, a smokiness. Well, I would have thought that with about maybe 30 different tequilas under my sampling, my belt, this and that I would have a clearer idea of what tequila is. But I kind of feel like I don't. Like, I got more experimenting to do, more tasting to do. And there's something about tequila versus vodka versus rum. even bourbons, I would say, which used to be one of my favorites, that just seems like it's in a whole different ball game, a whole different class. I'm sure a lot of people think that way about Scotch as well. I think that tequilas are like wines. You know, I'm pretty sure, you know, I'm not a wine connoisseur by any means. I get headaches from red wines, and I guess it's the yeast or something they make them with. So even though I like sangrias and stuff like that, I can't really drink a lot. But yeah, there's a wine-like quality, and I'm pretty sure wines change over time as well. So, you know, you get your wide mouth glass, you spin it around, you get the aromatics and something that you can't just sniff from a bottle. And then, you know, they also age in their own bottles, whereas like liquors and stuff really don't. Even for some of the flavors, like in the Espinita and the Cavadoris, that I either don't like or just haven't acquired that flavor for yet, they are able to smoothen this 80 proof, you know, alcohol out to probably something similar to you know, a 25 to 35 proof wine. So I mean, if I had a choice of any of these, you know, versus like MD 2020, I would take these any day. But yeah, I mean, I'm getting the feel that these are types of tequilas that many people love. But I can pretty much assuredly say that this Reposado here is just bad. You know, if you can drink it in a day or two after getting it, go for it. But after it gets, I guess, exposed to air too many times, and it develops that deep caramel, that fake sweet aspartame or whatever flavor, it is not so good anymore. Probably not even good for mixing.